Hello there, and welcome back. This may be one of the most important videos you've ever watched, because by the end of this piece, you'll understand how to keep more of your money than ever before. If you search for this kind of information on the web, you'll read about maxing out your contributions and so on, but that's not really what you're looking for, is it? Albert Einstein said it best: "The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax." The rich have very expensive accounting experts that help them minimize just how much money they pay in taxes. In the last decade, we've learned quite a lot about the field, and this experience has allowed our companies and personal wealth to grow at an accelerated rate. Write all of these down because you don't know when this information will come in handy. This isn't financial advice. This is just what we've seen the rich use to grow their wealth, and we believe it's valuable for you to know about it too. Here are 10 ways rich people pay little to no taxes. Number 1, invest all of it. The rich don't sit on cash unless they need it for something specific. Here's the golden rule when it comes to paying taxes: reinvested profit is not taxed. If your company was about to make $5 million in profit, and before the end of the fiscal year, you choose to invest those $5 million back into the business in order to grow it even more, you don't have to pay taxes on the $5 million. That's how companies grow quickly. As the owner of the business, your net worth goes through the roof with little to no taxes to be paid. Number 2, everything you use is owned by a business. The second golden rule of tax optimization is deduct everything. Here's the thing: if a business needs anything to function, the money you spend isn't taxable. You want to buy a new car? Well, the company needs the car as well. So allow the company to buy it on the company's dime, and you get to use it since you need it to run the business. Here are some things rich people deduct: any type of technology, hardware, software, etc. Laptops, phones, gadgets, they're all needed for the business. Travel. Hotels and flights are needed for business trips. Home office and utilities like the internet, health insurance premiums. Even going out to eat is a deductible expense. The more things you can deduct, the less money there is to be taxed. Number 3, move somewhere with little or no tax. People often underestimate just how big of an impact moving somewhere where they allowed you to keep your money would have on your life. This used to be the way to do it back in the day. You would move to Dubai, Monaco, the Cayman Islands, or the Bahamas as your main residence. These countries have no income tax. They don't require you to pay any tax on the money you're making. But there is a catch. It's usually really expensive to move there, hence why the rich get an unfair advantage in life. The cost of living in Monaco is also incredibly high, but even with everything. Number 4, send it overseas. This is how Facebook, Google, and Apple do it. They set up companies in Ireland because of its tax-friendly environment. These companies own intellectual property. The US company needs to pay a licensing fee to the Ireland company every year to keep developing and selling products in the US. This created a legit deductible expense for the US company. Through this scheme, they're making money out of the US economy and moving it to Ireland, where they end up paying only 1% or even less with even more optimization. If you live in a low-income tax country, you can always set up a local company there and invoice your US subsidiary for rendered services minimizing the tax burden in the US. Companies like these tech giants would rather pay a fine than pay their taxes in full. The more you think about it, the more you realize a fine is a tax for doing something wrong. A tax is a fine for doing something right. Number 5, charitable donations. The 5th rule of taxes: money donated to charity is not taxable. This is why every rich individual owns a foundation of sorts. In their defense, the state has always proven to be a poor manager of money. So instead of giving it the money to do with it as it pleases, you're better off using a charitable foundation to make sure your money actually has a positive impact on your community. Where things get interesting is that even these non-taxable foundations have deductible expenses. They need things to function. You can even donate land, vehicles, or other assets to a charity you own, and it still counts as a charitable contribution. Also, as the head of the charity group, you can still use that same car you donated on paper. Number 6. Instead of a salary, they take equity. As Queen Bee put it, pay me in equity. You do this for 2 reasons. Equity might increase in value over time. Equity isn't taxable unless you sell it. This is how Elon Musk got so rich so quickly. Believe it or not, Elon's yearly salary is between $0 and $23,000. Yep, that's how many dollars Elon earns per year for his role as CEO of Tesla. Based on the company performance, Elon gets new minted stock instead. With Tesla becoming a public company, his net worth is skyrocketing, and at this rate, it's no wonder he became the richest man in the world. Number 7. Buying art. Here's something only the rich know. The art trade is the last major unregulated market. When you buy a piece of art, it counts as an expense, and if you've been following along, by now you should know that a good portion of expenses can be deductible. But as the rich know, there are layers to this. Let's say you earn $1 million this year and you decide to blow it all on a $1 million painting. Since the expense matches the income, there's zero money left to be taxed. 3 years go by and now the same painting you own is worth $6 million, or at least that's what a professional appraiser says. Instead of selling it for profit, you decide to donate it to a museum, or better yet, to your art foundation. This means you just scored a $6 million tax deductible. Assuming you're still earning $1 million per year, you just saved an additional $5 million in non-taxable income, and that's all legal. You can even go for another round if you wanted to. Let's say you decide to sell the painting at the $6 million valuation, earning you $5 million in profit on that deal, which normally should be taxed, right? The government, once again, comes to the aid of the super wealthy. If you take all the money you made from the sale, all $6 million, and buy more art with it, you don't have to pay any taxes on the profit you made from the sale. That's why rich people buy art. Number 8. Multiple nationalities with no fixed residence. This is probably the shadiest and most confusing one on the list, but people have done this successfully everywhere around the world. When it comes to paying taxes, you must pay taxes in your country of residence, your home country. But what happens when you no longer have a home country? There are plenty of super wealthy individuals that choose not to have a home country, despite owning properties all over the world. When institutions ask for a proof of address, they provide one from a property they own in New Zealand or Dubai that's in a different language and overlooked by a government that has no intention of providing any additional information. Then there are the folks that buy a massive yacht and use it as their primary home. One day you're parked on the coast of Monaco, and the next you're in international waters. Although we recommend having more than one nationality so you can reap the benefits of multiple passports, we don't think that going full off the grid is a good long-term solution. Number 9. Gift money away. Did you know that you can gift things to people and the gift is non-taxable? Crazy, right? There is a $15,000 cap on the gift though. If the gift is worth less than $15,000, you don't have to tell the IRS about it as it counts as a non-taxable event. You might be thinking, cool, but this is a video about really rich people and how they optimize to make the most out of it. $15,000 barely gets you into the Rolex game gift-wise. $15,000 might not sound like a lot, but there's more room to maneuver in. As of 2021, the lifetime gift exemption was capped at $11.7 million in the US, as long as each gift is less than $15,000. $11.7 million in tax-free wealth translates to a whole lot of Rolex watches. Number 10. Hold it in privacy coins. Crypto is changing the game in terms of wealth transfers and wealth security. The fact that you can put $1 billion on a stick, put it in your pocket, and fly to Singapore with it is mind-blowing. With the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are heavily regulated, measures are in place to provide transparency, link wallets to individuals, and make sure everyone is paying their fair share. By the way, profits from the sale of crypto are only taxed at 10% in most countries, still giving a better return than some other assets if you take into account the industry price appreciation. If all this sounds super exciting to you, click the link in the description to get the 10K per month blueprint. It's meant to help you get started with earning your first $10,000 online as quickly as possible, and if you do so within the next 48 hours, a huge discount will be applied at checkout. Bitcoin is completely legal and it's here to stay. But there's more to it. The rise of blockchains have given way to a new breed of technological currencies called privacy coins. These can be exchanged, stored, and transferred completely anonymously. Privacy coins are not illegal, but their legality remains subject to each jurisdiction. The most popular ones are Monero, Dash, and Zcash. The belief is that once you make your money legally, you should be able to spend and transact with it without other parties overlooking your transactions. If people knew how to optimize their money, their businesses would grow at much faster rates, allowing them to hire more people and create better products. You are under no obligation to pay more taxes than it is legally required. Taxation was meant to help the poor, but since everything is privatized and optimized for profit, it doesn't work the way it was intended. And we have a large audience from everywhere around the world, so we're curious to know, what percentage do you pay in taxes in your country? Let us know in the comments. It will for sure make for an interesting conversation. As for those of you who decided to take the time to watch a video on taxes until the very end, of course, there's a bonus waiting. Bonus. Taxes are high because of inefficiencies. And really, everyone wants to pay their fair share. The problem arises in the management of those taxes and the variation in terms of how much one should pay. You don't want to pay taxes when your government doesn't use it to benefit you. This is one of the reasons why the people of Switzerland are actually fine with the high level of taxes they pay. It's because the government does with the contribution what a government should do. Education is free and qualitative. Hospitals are free and state-of-the-art good. The environment is clean and blossoming, and the overall population is quite happy. Compare that with the way corrupt governments choose to spend their money. The bribes, the roads, the corrupt system, it all breaks your spirit because it feels like you're being played. It's 2023. We have mind-blowing technology available to us. Why can't we choose where our money goes through an app on our screen? Of course, there needs to be a portion that goes to the military and security and healthcare, but where does the bulk of it go? Why can't you choose to deploy your resources to the school in your neighborhood or fix the roads in your city? This is why we believe blockchain will have a massive impact on our society. It removes the need for middlemen to make decisions on your behalf. There can be a smart contract written where a small percentage of your income gets automatically attributed to the causes you care about with full transparency and control. How much is your government wasting? How many people are employed only to push papers from one office to another? We can't wait for it to be all automated. We need leaders and transparent technology more than we need politicians and governments that are up for disruption. The way we pay our taxes will change this decade, and we can't wait for the system to be fully optimized. Hopefully, you will benefit from this upgrade. If you've made it up to this point and are ready for governments to be disrupted, please write the word disrupt in the comments. Well, that does it for this one. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.